Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm so grateful this week. We went over 50 subscribers, which just kind of blows my mind, and 50,000 views on the channel. And man, I'm grateful because I think that's a sign that hopefully I'm helping people. And ultimately, like, that's what I'm trying to do with my content, is put stuff out there that helps you guys, their vehicles, or I guess it's not just that, but like irrigation pumps and even some of my vlog stuff, which there's another one of those coming down the line here. Without further ado, I will jump into it. So last week, I posted that video on the 10,000 mile service. I used that blue bottle Mercon V from Valvoline, and that was what I did the 3-time drain and fill back in June and July. What we came to realize last week, after I posted that last video, and then I talked to some of the guys on the MACT Ford Edge Facebook group, which, if you're not a part of that, you own a Ford Edge, you need to be, okay? I'm telling you that. But because those guys do nothing but help people out over there. So if you're not a part of the MACT Facebook Ford Edge group and you just found this video through like a YouTube search or something, you need to get on that. That should be like the first thing you do, even maybe while you're watching this video. But yeah, so I'm swapping here to the Valvoline Max Life Full Synthetic after talking with some of the guys over there. And this stuff will work for Mercon V applications. It is, on the back it says Mercon LV applications, but if you go online, you'll see that it also works for the Mercon V application as well. And so this stuff's fully synthetic, and unless you're in the state of California, which I think I should probably have to give that disclaimer, because that's why they say this stuff won't work in the state of California, because it doesn't meet the exact specifications of Mercon V. In other states, for some reason, Valvoline claims that this stuff will work just fine for Mercon V application. So just know that little bit of disclaimer. So up here in Washington State, it'll work just dandy. I'm going to do a time lapse of me doing the 4-time drain and fill today, and I'm going to do it with this Valvoline Max Life stuff, and that should get about most of that old just Valvoline Mercon V ATF out of there and get me, I think, 93% to full synthetic, which I guess that will be close enough for this operation. And hopefully then I can get all those impurities out of there that were present in the last change, because after 10,000 miles, after talking to like Bill and Mano, the fluid shouldn't have been brown. I think Bill said in one of his videos, he got like 36,000 miles out of his fluid before it was starting to turn. And so maybe it was just, there's a couple things. I mean, maybe my transmission was just dirty and then that was flushing it out. Maybe it was because I only did a 3-time drain and fill that there was still just enough impurities in there that it turned it. I'm not really sure. I'm not completely an expert. That's why I'm just going, last week I did a drain and fill, right? And then so I'm going to do 4 more drain and fills with this stuff here. And so I'm banking on that getting me to the right spot where, I got, basically that'll be 5 drain and fills over the course of a week. And I'm really banking on that getting me pink fluid, and hopefully I can get, an extended service interval out of this. I might even change it again at 10,000 just to verify we still got that beautiful pink color. And so without further ado, I'm going to jump into the time lapse. So I don't bore you to tears, I only included 1 time lapse, not all 4. And this is on a 6 F50 transmission, 11mm plug to drain. You'll see me pull the cap so we get better airflow out. I put the plug back in once I'm done draining. And then I put just under 5 quarts of transmission fluid back in. And I measure it out here in containers so I knew exactly what I had out and when I put it back in. And then I go and test drive it 15 minutes or so and then repeat, get that training fluid nice and hot. So yeah, here you'll see me just topping back off, and then pretty soon I'll slam the door shut and hear the results. After 5 times of draining and filling it, each cup represents the fluid that was in the transmission after one drain and fill up. So last week I had a sample of 10,000 miles without service. Here is after the first drain and fill what it looks like. Notice how it's still a little brown. After the second drain and fill, we're starting to get red pigment back to the fluid. After the third drain and fill, here's what we got. Notice you still can't see the bottom there. You can't see the bottom ring of the cup. The fourth, notice along the back there, you can see that the half moon that almost matches my fingertip. But clearly you can start to see a little more through the fluid itself. And so here it is after 5 drain and fills. I pulled a little sample just so you could see that after a 5th drain and fill, you know, there's just even just a little more clarity on the bottom of that cup. And so, you know, if you're sitting there trying to decide if you should do it or not, maybe this doesn't even do it justice, but when you're like looking at it from real life, you can clearly tell the difference. And so I just want this video to be helpful, and so hopefully, you know, seeing these results after each, you know, subsequent drain and fill, you can see what your end result is. And so for this one, I was still using the Mercon V, and so this was the first sample where I was mixing in the Mercon LV multi-vehicle Valvoline Max Life fluid, and so from here forward is your results with that stuff. But ultimately, I mean, over 7 days, this is what you're looking at for a 5-time drain and fill. And so hopefully this video helps someone along the road if you're planning on doing it yourself. I guess if you do it and you want to spend the time doing it, it's cheaper to do it this way than to go to a quick fill place if you have the time to do it yourself. Granted, the quick fill place will save you quite a bit of time if they can get the hose to fit your transmission, unlike they were able to do with me. Clearly, there's some results from 5 times of draining and filling it over the course of the week, and obviously the last week I just used the Mercon V in that blue bottle, which you can see is the far left and the middle one. I just had a whole bunch of quarts of that. And the Mercon LV multi-vehicle Valvoline Max Life full synthetic ATF, it doesn't stink when it goes in. I like that feature just a whole lot better. Stuff doesn't smell nearly as horrible as that Mercon V. But, you know, it's fully synthetic, so if it's fully synthetic, it's not going to, you know, match the exact recipe of the Mercon V. So that's why in California, since it doesn't match the exact recipe, why it's such a big deal. But the fact is, you know, they stated it'll do the job, and so I'm going to kind of go out on a branch and trust that. We'll see. I mean, if you guys see me making a video here in the course of the next week that my transmission grenaded, you will know that things didn't quite work out like they stated. All in all, I think switching to this full synthetic, I'm not going to have any regrets whatsoever about. But alright, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you're new and just caught this channel by accident or something on Google and you're still here, hey, please like and subscribe. Again, check out that MACT Ford Edge Facebook group. You know, I'm not really part of it other than just, you know, one of the people in the tribe over there, but if you get the opportunity and you own a Ford Edge, you know, heck, I would ask to join that group immediately, just because there's a whole bunch of people, myself included, who are just out there, you know, varying degrees of skill, just trying to help people out. And so ultimately I hope this video did that for you, and if it did, yeah, like and please subscribe. I'll have my latest blog post. It'll be in the upper corner there. In the lower corner will be a link to last week's video, and over here on the other side will be my subscribe button on the video. So hey, thanks guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.